stream should be good and up and running. Volume should be okay. And good morning, everybody. I'm gonna just get book map up as well. Gotta get our book map up. I was trying to cover a little bit yesterday. They added the multi-account trading tool on Bookmap, which is pretty cool. So you could if you have Apex accounts, you're able to trade on all of those accounts via Bookmap, which I found pretty interesting. Let's see. Alright, ES and demand coming out of demand right here, finding some support. We got low volume down here to reverse off of 2. Let's try to come up with some pre-market plans, guys. Let's do some analysis. Let's break it down. Alright, let's check out gold first. Now gold, previous day low is broken already. Good to know, good to know. And look how gold's been rejecting this daily supply zone 1, 2, 3, 4 times on the daily time frame now. So I'm going to see how we react. Something I do want to note is if we run into this daily supply zone again, there's a good chance we might want to try to run through it due to the fact that, we rejected it so many times and failed to sell off. We rejected it here on Tuesday, and then we failed and we consolidated. We tried to reject it again on Wednesday and we failed and consolidated. We didn't even break previous day low. Same with was it Thursday, and then Friday didn't even break previous day low again. So definitely something to keep an eye on gold, to see how we want to trade out of this range right here, this candle right here. So I would want to see this 15-minute continue higher. Let's delete this. Delete this. We don't have data high anymore. We do have the supply zone in the 15-minute time frame right here. And we also want to check just real quick the edge full stats for previous day's range. For when we break previous day's low, we want to see what are the odds that we close red. So GC, and we're going to go to daily session. And 72% chance. The last 5 days, previous day low broken. 5 days each time we closed red. Good to know. And now we could also look at standard, and we go by weekday. Mondays. Okay, well, this changes things up a little bit. Now it's 67% chance of a red day, but the last 2 times have been green. So got to be a little careful with that, but the odds should still be in the favor of the bears. Now let's do a quick check on crude, see if crude broke previous day high or low too, and it has not. Let's delete some of these older levels, previous day high. Here's our open price, previous day low. Something I might look for on crude oil, guys, is for us to sweep this previous day low and find some support and demand. So I'm going to add my alert there. I'm going to check on Bookmap, and I'm going to see if crude has any levels near 66.14. That's pretty low. Look at that, 66.14 isn't until all the way down here. So I don't see any price levels off the bat. So we're going to go with no on that. So now we can look at a lower time frame. See if we have anything here. See, well, we had a demand zone, but we broke that. We had a supply zone here, but we broke that too, and that sort of worked as support. So even though that demand zone's broken for right this moment, I'm going to keep it there. But let's see if we have any other demand zones. We have an hourly right here. So I might look for 66.70 area, right? 66.70. Well, I see that 67 even has a pretty strong level of support, and that was that old 15-minute demand zone. So we'll see how that looks. I'm just checking the other time frames to see if we have any other demand zones down here that aren't broken. I don't really see anything. So I'm going to delete the top trend line of this, but I'm going to keep the green zone itself. So crude oil, I would sort of like to see it if it can pull into that hourly demand zone. Now let's check ES and NQ. On the daily, nope, that's the 6 hour. The daily, neither of them have broken previous day low yet, so something to be aware. Previous day low, previous day high. Get rid of the orb, put our open price, previous day low, previous day high, and then this will be our open price. Okay, so that's on ES and NQ right there. Open price is on here on ES, up here on NQ, and we could also find our gap fill too. Let's find our gap fill on ES and what the price target would be. So we're gonna find our regular trading hours, and we have our gap fill right here. So our gap fill's even higher. So I'm gonna delete this demand zone because these demand zones are broken now. The supply zone broke for a little bit. We're trying to break it higher. Where's this gap fill? Data high, I mean. Oh, did we have contract shift change? No. So shouldn't that one be... This data level should be, I would... Oh, because regular trading hours are off. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what's going on right now? Yeah, I mean, I really like this 30-minute area we're in right here on ES right now for support. So I might look to see 6690 if we want to hold 6690. A lot of negative delta down here, so we're going to be a little patient. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. YouTube guys, let me know if you could hear me okay. Let's change some settings on the mic. In Discord, you guys haven't said anything, so I'm going to assume that that is still status quo.
You're good on Discord.
Awesome. So we have our gap, we have our open. We could delete this level, delete this level. Delete this level, delete this level. And we have supply zones all the way up here. I don't really have any other supply zones up here, so that tells me we don't really have strong resistance holding us down. Unless I missed like an hourly or something, or a 2 hour, but I don't really see anything. We had that gap down from that, from the market closed Friday to Sunday market open, so we do have that bit of a gap fill to fill as well. So I'd like to see if the market can continue higher. $30-minute, 45 hourly. Hourly looks good to continue higher. I would want to see the hourly push up. Could perhaps look for a long position, something like this. But we could wait for the 15 to close. If the 15 does give us some type of closure like this, where it's like a basing candle, look at this strong positive delta we just flipped there. I might look for a long position on the retest of this demand zone if we could close above it. So we have 10 seconds until we know if we have that trade set up. Did not close above it. 15 did close pretty bullish though. So we'll see. Again, I want to see if maybe we could come into this area, but my whole thing would be I would want us to hold this. I wouldn't want us to really consolidate and push back. I'd want to see strength from this point. But I don't know. We got support down here, 5690. 5690 is right over, right down here. So we're going to mark that out, 5690. There it is. Let's see.
On the ES, might pay attention to pay attention to 5707, and the reason being that is the spot gamma put wall. Now it acts as a support resistance line apparently, and we came down, bounced off of it, broke it. Here, looking at the 5-minute candles, we are now below the put wall, which means that it would act now as a resistance line against us.
Yeah.
5707.
Let's see. I'd like to see if we get above these negative deltas here. Get into these positives. Get into this volume up here. I'll try a light long position here on ES. Just got to be a little careful on it. We're looking for 15-minute continuation. So if this 15-minute fails, I'm just going to stop out of it. Not really looking for a wide stop loss on this trade. And if it stops out, it stops out. We wait for market to open. We wait for an orb strategy or something. Let's see how the 30-minute looks. The 30 still closes in 12 minutes. So I might stop out of this just for the sake of being patient till market opens and getting possibly a better entry. Because when market opens, we do get a bit of a clearer picture of what the market wants to do. Because we'll get that initial reaction and we'll get some stronger volume. Any price levels to the upside to target, a little bit of that 57.10. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see. It was a tick away from my stop loss is 56.97.25. So again, if it just dips here, I'm just going to stop out, take it as a small pre-market loss, and wait for the market to open for the initial and real volume. Looking like it's going to stop out here for a tap out, and that's okay. I'll tap out market. Oh, hasn't tapped out yet. It's close. Well, it hasn't stopped me out, and buyers are trying to hold it again. We got about 10 minutes left in this 15, and it was the 15 that I wanted to see us continue out of this demand zone. Let's see. To keep struggling, remember guys, we don't really have valid volume right now because the market hasn't opened yet. I am going to drag my stop loss up a drop because I sort of just don't want to be in this trade because of that low volume. I'd much rather just wait for the market to open. Yeah, let's stop out there. Let's wait for the market to open. And let's see what we got. I want to even see if we come into this 56.90 area. But let's check out crude and gold. Now, we said gold broke previous day low, and gold does have a bit of a 15-minute supply zone right here. Let's see. Danny Plays. What's up, Danny Plays NQ? Want a clear picture when NQ is down 2.45%. That paints a picture. Yep, that's true. That's true. Let's take a quick look. NQ down 2.4% pre-market. Gotta remember, huge move to the downside pre-market. Let's delete some of these older levels on NAS real quick. Took out that data high. Let's see. Delete these old demand zones. Gonna at least delete this 45. Nope, didn't want to delete that one. That's still making me delete that one. Oh well. Let's see. Alright, that's fine. We'll make it work. Out with the old zones, in with the new zones. Danny plays NQ. What are you looking for today, Danny, on NQ? You looking for shorts today, then? Because my whole thing is, yes, obviously we have been in a bear trend. However, we have a 30-minute demand from yesterday on ES that we're holding here, too. And we've got one on NASDAQ as well. So even though, yeah, bear move pre-market, we got to look at previous day's range, too. And we're at the bottom of that previous day's range. So ES and Q, if we could hold these ranges, if ES could hit this 56.90 and hold with some support, I'll look for some longs there. But other than that, yeah, probably gonna be looking for some shorts today. Or we could see how gold trades too. Gold didn't give us the close on the 15-minute either, so we're gonna add an alert here on gold on the 15-minute for the supply zone. Now we're probably going to just be waiting for the orb strategy at this point, guys. We're going to wait for the market to open, see if it wants to give us some type of orb. That's the opening range breakout. And we could take a look at our edge full stats, check out orb, and let's see. So look at this orb. Nope, we got to go to session. We got to go to New York session. We're on gold orb. Okay, well, look at this on gold. Even though we've been bearish the past few days, we've had breakouts 3 of the past 5 trading days. So breakouts are a double break. Definitely interesting on gold here. Let's take a look at crude oil on the same report. Mainly double breaks or a breakdown, so that's bearish. Okay, so now what am I going to do? Well, let's see. We can move this. This is now a new 15-minute fair value gap right here on crude. This is the opening price on crude, so I could look to see if maybe we do want to start to dump lower on crude oil. Remember, crude oil has been bearish. Let's take a look at the daily. I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. Crude's been very bearish up until... Where did that alert come from?
Did you read that email from Edgeful over the weekend where he's going through his comparing the London session high lows and what happens if you break that, and then the opening candle continuations and stuff?
No.
He was trying to formulate a plan. If this, then if that, it was sort of like
Cool.
It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's good. Like, what if the odds of this happen?
Well,
And what are the odds of...
he ran a report. He was using the Dow YM, but he ran this report, and the report said that if the New York session breaks the London high or low at 11 a.m. Eastern, then there was like a 70% chance that it would not break the other side.
Yeah.
And then he also looked at the initial balance from 9:30 to 10:30, and then tied that report in of so the idea was trying to set a daisy chain, one follows the other kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's see. Market opens in about 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes till market opens. Let's check out crude oil performance by weekday. So look at this, guys. Performance by weekday on Mondays, bearish days, huge to the downside on crude oil. Crude oil's weakest days are Mondays, and yet their strongest days are also Mondays. So we can definitely expect maybe some type of move here on crude. Average 1.94%. So let's take our measurement tool from the open and bring it down to about 1.94, so that's about 2%. That would bring us to that previous day low. So something I'm going to be looking for is a possible short entry. Now, previous day lows down here in this demand zone. We have another demand right here. So instead of trying to target all the way down there, I'm still going to be looking to trade the range. So I'm going to look to short these highs, so this new fair value gap. I'm going to look to target demand. So there's a 4-to-1 risk to reward trade on crude oil I'm looking for here. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. YouTube guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We're looking at crude right now. Take a look at crude on Bookmap. And crude is running into this level 67 even. Pretty strong level on Bookmap. But it's been pretty bearish, so we're not going to be expecting longs to hold here. It might pull back here, but we're just going to wait and see. I would like to see if crude could come sweep this low right here. If crude could sweep this low and then pull back, that would be huge. What I would like to see is a sweep the low and then pull back and then get an optimal trade entry right up here. That's what I'm looking for on crude. Because now also, guys, on the 5-minute and now even the 1-minute time frame, if we get rid of these drawings, look at this pivot high right here. So people taking shorts on this downtrend, they probably have their stop losses sitting at 67.32. 67.32 right here. So this is where they have their stop losses, but right above that, look at this, is a low volume shelf, and that's usually what I like to aim for my entries. So put our drawings back on, see what we're looking for, put our 5-minute back up there, looking for us to break this, then pull back to give us our entry. Because remember too, once we break this low, a lot of people are going to trigger shorts just because we're breaking pivot lows and we're looking to continue lower, which is the right trend, but we want that pullback entry. Now, something I'm also going to look for is gold. Now, I know gold broke previous day low already, but the last time it broke previous day low, well, actually, if we look at it like this, the first time we broke previous day low, we reversed higher. The second time we broke that new low a day, we reversed higher, but we failed to break that high. So I'm going to look for a similar reaction if we could break this low and look to reverse higher. Let's check out gold here on Bookmap. See if we see anything around that 2901 area. Oh, look at that 2900 even. Key psych level right there. Pretty big 94 lot sitting there compared to the 30 sitting right above it. So that's 3x the size. It's right near over here, 2900 even right here. Mark that out with our little bit of a Bookmap rectangle, so we'll make it like a purple or a yellow. YouTube guys, make sure you hit that like button, do appreciate it. Crude, ES into this Bookmap level now, but it does have other levels below it as well, and they just formed around 914. So we're gonna wait, just sort of see. I wouldn't really look for shorts here because we are at the bottom of the range, but it is hard to take longs here because we've been selling off. So let's add an alert on gold. We have our alert. Let's add an alert on crude. Let's be prepared and let's see these alerts today. That was Monday's issue. No, Friday's issue where the alert. All right, market's open right here. Let's see how we react right to this price level. Getting some buying pressure on ES. Let's check that 30-minute. I almost want to take longs here, but it's a tough hold. We maybe want to see if we could dive lower. There's some divergence on ESNQ. We'll try a long. No, it didn't fill me, so I won't try a long now. I was going to try a long on ES off of this key level right here, but it already started to pop. Would even look for that internal liquidity sweep right there, right? Because we're holding demand, looking for longs off of this key level, some buying volume coming in. Hey Amity, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Nice. Look at the buyers, guys. Look at the buyers. Nice. Very good. Very good. We didn't get the entry long, so we're going to be patient. Could maybe wait for the 15-minute. I knew it was looking good on those longs off of that key level. Looked very good. We're just going to stay patient here. Gave us a pretty nice run up from that point. Crude oil. Look at this guy. So crude didn't break this pivot lower, but it is trying to pull back. So we could move our OTE up a little bit. We do have that 50% is above there, so we'll wait on that. Take a look at gold too. There we go. ES on a strong pullback. Look at that. It came up into this low volume. The volume remained low, and we are pushing lower now. Damn, look at that. Look at that. Right back to that key level for a retest. Now the question is, do we want to hold or we want to fold? Take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ's also a little bit of a tough read. So we're going to be patient. Look at how it held this key level on NQ. But right now, NASDAQ was much weaker than ES. We're going to take note of that and be patient. Coinbase Advanced is a new trading broker you could use on TradingView. That's pretty cool. So I'd look to see how NAS wants to react to this 19,800 level we're coming into right now. Now ES pushing lower, beautiful. Staying patient here. New low a day on both of them right now. Now we haven't broken. Oh, we have? No, previous day low has not been broken on either of them just yet. I won't be comfortable till we take out previous day low on them. NAS looks good for the downside. Look at all this low volume here though. So I'll wait for some more, for some candles and for some structure here. And then I'll look for my short position. Like maybe look right here. This 19, it's at 19,850. 19,850. And then we could maybe look to target 67, which is right near previous day low. So we'll see how that wants to sort of play out, if it wants to play out. We got 40 seconds left in the 5 to close. We're looking for this 3-1 on the NAS to play out. And NAS has been weaker than ES. We are in a demand zone though. Got to be a little careful. Crude and gold also being patient on those. NAS with the pullback. If we like wick way back up here for the next 20 seconds, then I'm not taking that short. But I want to see this area up here on NAS and ES. ES also probably has an area of lower volume there. Oh, ES off of a key level too. We'll see, we'll see. VIX is pushing higher. VIX broke previous day high, which is bearish. Weighted index is moving lower. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at NAS. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on some shorts. ES in demand, so I'm gonna really be careful with this zone right here. Okay, so we're hitting in that low volume. I'm gonna try it there. So I'm short NQ. Got to be a little careful on the stop loss. If it wicks us out, got to remember we are in demand, but NAS was looking a bit shorter, so I'm in a short position on NQ right here. Stop loss right up here. If it stops us out, that's okay. Looking for the bears to bring us lower, but we have our stop loss for a reason. We'd want to know how much our risk is, how much our reward is. Some buyers stepping in. Got to be a little careful with that. There we go. There we go. I want to see this low volume area hold. It's like 19,856. Come on, give me some sellers, baby. Give me some selling delta. We have more selling delta down here too, but sellers are having trouble bringing us lower from this point. I'm still in my short. We're gonna wait, see the reaction. See if we could get a good reaction downward from here. There we go, getting a little something, getting some good volume. There we go. Sweet. There we go. One more dump. One more dump. I would take new low today and get out. I'm gonna take it right there and get out. What a beautiful scalp right there on NQ. Quick lock in of 600. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Volume, volume, volume. Remember, Nas was weaker, so we're expecting Nas to continue that downtrend. Boom. Let's go, Nas. Let's keep going, baby. Let's keep going. Now, the reason I made this a scalp, guys, is because we are still in demand. We still haven't broken previous day low, but we can. NASDAQ's weaker than ES. This was a great downward trend. We just caught this wick up here on the NASDAQ because of Bookmap, because of the volume. It's exactly what we want to be looking for and how we want to be trading. We want to trade with volume, order flow. Price action is important. Understanding price action is important, but order flow literally moves the market. Short entry was 849. Exit was 810. So it was about almost 40 points on NQ. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Coliseum? What's going on, my man? Good morning and hello. Welcome to the Bullishbrs live streams. Hopping in our YouTube right now. Glad I got out where I got out. Again, it was sort of a fight right now in the market. We're in demand on ES and NQ. However, the obvious trend has been bearish. But if we're looking back at the previous day, this is where we reversed yesterday. So it was hard for me to hold these shorts, especially because I was able to get such a good entry. We got a quick reaction, and I knew this might be support. A lot of people might be trying to go short up here to target previous day low. We might reverse beforehand, so we want to be extra careful. We want to take high probability trades, and we want to trade with the range. See a few new faces in here too. What's going on, everybody? What is up? Hope everybody's doing well. Look at Nas. So Nas created a new level of resistance right here too on this 19,860 level. That was right where I sort of found those shorts. Very clean, good stuff there. And that was where that low volume shelf was to 19,856. So that was a great short position, great trade on NQ. And now we're just gonna wait. Took a nice short. We kept it tight. It was only really about a 2-to-1 realistically, but that's okay. I was only looking for a scalp. I wasn't trusting this market right now. I'm expecting range-bound price action when it comes to us coming into demand zones in a downtrend. Now, the reason for that is because without looking at drawings and without looking at that previous day, oh, well, this is so obviously pushing lower, every retail trader is going to be trying to short this. While they're trying to short this unaware to them, we're in areas of support. We're in areas that could hold for a reversal. And we're in an area that did hold as a reversal yesterday. So I played it with the odds, which is the downtrend, which is the current trend. But I also knew to be careful and sort of look for it to be a scalp. And that's exactly how we traded it. Played it nice and safe. Let's take a look at ES. And guys, it's funny. I used to say wasn't a fan of NASDAQ on Bookmap. But I'm telling you guys, volume profile, session volume profile, huge. Session volume delta, huge. Huge, huge, huge. Let's see. Guys, don't forget, go hit some likes on the recent Instagram posts. I try to keep everybody up to date with any recent economic news going on. If you guys haven't heard, Canada has a new prime minister now, Mike Carney. And he has zero, what's it called? He has zero, what was it? Yeah, zero experience, that's the word I was looking for. Zero experience.
He was the governor of the Bank of England, and I'm gonna reserve my opinion, but he was a governor of the Bank of England. He's an economist.
Was he? Cool.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Victoria, thank you. Thank you, Mike Carney. Look at you, look at you. Let's see. Yeah,
like I say, I won't say he did the best job, but yeah, I'll reserve my opinions.
No, I get it. I get it. Listen, everybody's got to start somewhere. I mean, when I was making the post about it, and I was making the hashtag Mark Carney, one of the first hashtags that came up is Mark Carney, Trudeau 2.0. And I'm like, oh man, give the guy a shot, give the guy a chance. 59. Let's see. Governor of the Bank of England. So he's got history in banking.
Yeah, but like I say, I wouldn't say he did the best job of governing our economics.
Yeah. Is that why you guys let him go? You
Yeah.
guys were like, you could go to Canada now.
Go back to Canada, yeah.
Is he from Canada?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Oh, so you England people, you just take anybody to work in your banks.
We do. Sorry about that.
All right, let's see. Good morning, everybody. Look at that. So NASDAQ again, range bound, guys. So now what time is it? We can take a look at the time. We see ES coming out of demand. This was also a big red flag for me for any short positions, was ES was trying much harder to hold this support zone. ES tends to be a little bit of a leader when it comes to trend on ES and NQ. However, we do have to be more aware of the tech when it comes to trading NASDAQ, because if tech is selling off, then we should be expecting NAS to do the same. So you see how ES was able to take out this pivot high right here that was created at 910 pre-market. NASDAQ, nowhere near that pre-market. Not even a pre-market high. Pre-market highs are all the way up here, but not even near this pivot high from 910. But that doesn't mean it's impossible for it to hit. So we took our one and done short trade. That was a nice trade right there. Just gonna wait now. Now remember, originally too with crude, I wanted crude to break this pivot low and then reverse back higher into this 15-minute fair value gap. Now the reason I wanted this 15-minute fair value gap is because I saw that crude, if we look at crude right here on the left-hand side, this is crude performance by weekday. Our strongest and weakest days are on Mondays, so I was expecting a strong move to the downside since we already started moving lower. We're below that previous day. We're below our open price, but if we look at previous day low and high, we haven't taken them out yet. But the obvious trend on crude has been bearish. So it's really just a matter of being patient and seeing how crude wants to play out. Now gold, I was looking to see for either shorts around 29.18. Now this is a new 15-minute supply zone, but if we look left, this was a strong area of support and resistance. So we look there for shorts because this is the top of our range. Maybe look here in demand for longs for the bottom of our range. Now the last time we were taking out previous day low and new low of day, we reversed both times. So that's what I was sort of anticipating or looking for if we could do that again. Let's bring Bookmap back up so we have a good picture, good image on our order flow. Good morning, everybody. Random Man, is he in here? Nope. Random killing it on that paper. Pardon the language. He likes to cuss. Guys, if you're on YouTube, don't forget join our community, Bullishbrs.com. Running some great sales on that right now, I think. And Discord people, my futures masterclass should hopefully be up for everybody who has access to the next level library. That should be up in there at some point. I was finally able to finish doing all of the edits and uploaded it to Lucian yesterday, all 8 of them. So over 8 hours of futures market education, sort of starts from beginner, makes its way to intermediate, helps you guys create a trade plan, different trade setups, go over, there's a session on order flow where I show you the volume initiative that I look for and stuff as well. There's that break on crude oil. So this is where I would sort of look for us if we could pull back. Now if we're looking at crude on Bookmap too, we do have some price levels. And we do have, look at this volume, did just pick up right here. 280 on the volume compared to the, like, 70 right above us. Now, crude is still selling off, so we wouldn't look for longs on the pullback, but we would look for that pullback for our short entry. So here goes, we got gold in here. Let's also look at the 15-minute orb, guys. We want to know our 15-minute opening range breakout. So here's our first 15-minute candle of the day. We're going to call this our orb. Here's our orb low. So we broke that low on gold, and we could look to see we do have some support underneath us. But remember, I wanted to see if we could break this low first and then reverse. ES swept that high and pulled back, and Q hit that key level on demand and pulled back. That key level would be the 19,897. And guys, if you're on YouTube too, don't forget you could join in on the pre-market preps every morning as well. Was not able to do one this morning. Woke up with a bit of a stomach issue, long story short, but I'm alright, I'm chilling now. But, yeah. Yeah. Join those pre-market preps. Damn, look at crude. Keep going, baby. If anything, maybe we get the reversal at demand and still have our OTE up here. Dude, I love how random trades. Very interesting how he trades the ranges. Damn, look at this price level here on Bookmap. And this is on ES right at that 934. Right on this reversal. We would have seen that on Bookmap. Very key. Love it. Love Bookmap. Love them. Oh, OBS disconnected. Edgeful's great for the pre-market preps and for finding probabilities, but when it comes to the actual trade execution and finding good entries and reading volume and order flow, can't do that with Edgeful. You'd have to do that with something like Bookmap or even something like Quant Data. Quant Data does mainly options and stock data. But I spoke with Andrew, the CEO of it, yesterday, and it looks like they're trying to, at some point, get some futures tools in there as well. And I spoke to him about the cumulative volume delta as a possible tool for them to add, and he said that was definitely a possibility, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, crude on a pullback. Take a look at gold. Gold held this demand zone so far. It broke that orb low, and now it's trying to break back and close back within the orb range. Yes, with the possible pullback here, but it could just be pulling back to this lower volume area. YouTube, hit that like button. I do appreciate you all. Make sure you guys could hear me well. I changed the mic up recently. Nice, there we go, ES. ES again, guys. ES seemed stronger, and it did finally close above demand. So I would have looked for possibly a retest to go long. Looking at our 15-minute orb on ESNQ. We have our orb high right here. We have our orb low right here. Orb high right here. Orb low right here. So we haven't taken out high or low yet on the 15-minute opening range breakout. But we are retesting demand after we closed above it. I would think we're going to get a breakout here on ES. Let's check our orb stats on our New York session on ES. No break yet. We've had double breaks for 4 of the past 5 trading days. It's something to acknowledge and be aware of. We haven't had a breakout in quite some time, though. In quite a while. We could look at by weekday. And see, okay, well, the last time we had a breakout on a Monday was 2/17, which is a few weeks ago, almost a month ago now. So it's been a little while. So we might get that. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. We'll be patient. We'll wait and see. Look at that. Woo! Some sellers came in. We dropped all types of support we had. 5680 downside target on ES. Look at this negative delta over here too. Negative 1500, negative 800, negative 700. Now it's negative 800. Now it's negative 1000 down here. So we got to be careful, right? Remember, guys, we are coming into a demand zone. So all these negative deltas, for every seller, there's a buyer. And when there isn't, there's an imbalance. So if we were to reverse after all of this selling volume hits, these sellers might be forced to liquidate or get out of their trade and reverse back higher. So we're going to be patient here. We're just going to wait. We don't have a clean trade set up right now. We took a very nice scalp on the NASDAQ to the downside because earlier we saw, yeah, audio cutting out. You guys let me know how it is. Let me see if I can find book. Let me see. Okay, so that should be good on the volume property. Alright, YouTube, you guys let me know how the volume is. There's some selling pressure still. So again, remember the overall trend today, we were looking for bears, but it was hard trying to take these shorts on ES because it was holding demand a lot stronger than NAS was. NAS, however, it gave us a nice scalp here. And then it gave us a rejection off of this 19,900, right? So it's a key psychological level, 19,900. And we can take a look at Bookmap and see what was up there when we rejected. Must be on your end. Alright, let me see. I don't know. Could you guys hear me at all? YouTube, test. Okay, it is good. Okay, cool. Been watching a dumb show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I need, guys, give me some show recommendations, please. Netflix, Max, whatever it is. Need something to watch. We're near previous day low on NASDAQ. We're dumping. We're probably going to see it. Boom, there it is. Strong key level here. Remember, a lot of people might be taking shorts on this previous day low break. So let's be careful here. Look for a reaction. Just got an alert. Crude oil also. Let's see where crude is. Crude is in demand. Crude strong sell-off on crude. That's crazy. Good stuff. Take a look at ES here. ES also near key 5680. Strong level on Bookmap. See if we can find support here. And something we could possibly look for is if a big buyer steps in on NAS is along with the stop loss at the recent low. But after we just made a new low of day with NASDAQ being much stronger to the downside than ES, we want to be patient. We don't want to jump the gun on that. We want to wait and probably wait to see if something lines up more in our favor. We did have our orb break low on NAS. We're pulling back right now into an area of lower volume, which is usually an area I would look for a short position. Paradise on Hulu? Okay, I'm gonna check that one out. I know there's another show, something Paradise. I forget what it was called. This might be a good spot for a short on NAS to new low a day again right here. But I'm not taking this trade. I'm not taking it. Too choppy, too inconsistent, and we have this demand zone here, so that sort of sways everything. Yo, CFI, appreciate the recommendation. And crude oil with a bit of a pullback in this demand, nothing crazy. Now, gold did give us the break of the orb to the downside, and it tested a demand zone, and it reversed from there. Now, we could probably look to see if we could have a double break on the orb, which we got right there. So that was pretty clean. I didn't really see any good entries on gold here. Maybe down here if we were looking at it at the time on Bookmap because we were coming into demand. This is around 947. This is the 947 candle. So this is what we would have seen. We would have seen a strong seller at this price level, and then a bit of a reversal, and that would have given us the clue to take this long, stop loss at this recent low, and maybe target that orb high. We weren't looking at it, so we missed this trade, and that's okay. Gotta know when it's okay to miss a trade in the market, right? We're not going to hit them all, and we can't have too high of expectations, or we're never going to be able to find consistency. Consistency has to be something within reach. Some NAS buying pressure coming here. Now, again, I don't see anything too clean. I see negative deltas on the volume, much more negative delta than we have positive delta. Volume's pretty consistent all the way through now up until like this 19,800 area. But that's because we were just recently there, so volume can't really match up here unless we're down here for the same amount of time and given the opportunity. Crude oil pullback from demand, gold still trying to push higher. Remember, gold did have a 15-minute supply zone in 29.1880, so that might be a position for a short as well. Now, ES looks stronger, like it wants to break demand higher again. NAS looks like it wants to break lower. So it's a very difficult position on the NASDAQ and ES. The market is ranging. There's no clear trend. Very sideways price action. When the market is moving sideways, we don't want to be trying to trade a trend, because then we're trying to trade something that's not there. If anything, we trade the range. Look for the NASDAQ to range back lower, because NASDAQ's been making lower lows and lower highs. But again, me personally, guys, I'm not taking any more shorts here. We're in demand, and the market's even proven itself that it's trying to hold this demand. Every time we try to sell off, we're met with buying, but every time we try to push back higher, we're met with selling. Now, we did just create some divergence. ES did not break the orb low, and it also didn't break previous day low as well. NASDAQ broke both of those. I wonder if there's a way to look at the report to see the odds of, I wonder, the odds of, what's it called, what was I gonna say? The odds of NQ having a double break and ES having a single break. Tariff tacos. Ironclad, it spelt it wrong. Is he in here? He's not in here. There we go, NAS new low a day. Nice, see, that's what I was saying, guys. We look for NAS to continue lower. We wouldn't really be looking for us to push higher, but it's still just a tough place. Now we make a new low a day, and now we're pulling back again. Range zone. Closed above the orb on the 5-minute on gold. And on the 15-minute as well, we closed above the opening range breakout. 30-minute, 45-minute, 90-minute, hourly. And we're just sort of doing our time frame analysis, seeing if anything lines up with anything. Crude, excuse me, crude just keep on selling off. The CVD on crude is green somehow. Very low volume, 66.91 area, 66.91. Now let's take a look at our 15-minute, our 5-minute, 21. Does that line up in our fair value gap right here? Well, let's see, 66 like 90. Well, 66.93. Yup. So that low volume's right here. So if we could wick this zone and get a fast reaction, that might be a possible short entry on crude oil. Okay, so there's the orb break lower on ES. Here's a strong key level here too. Now let's see how ES reacts to 56.75. 3 points away, right above previous day low. Now does ES want to break previous day low, or do we want to hold it? Strong level right before it, fronting that previous day low, is a bunch of passive buyers right here. The kitchen sink. Yes, trying to hold that key level. Again, guys, when it comes to previous day highs, previous day lows, opening prices, these are prices that are often looked at by retail traders. So for the market to sort of edge right near it and reverse isn't so unheard of. VIX is still trying to push higher though, which is bearish. Look at all the negative delta down here. But with the volume, seems like there's an imbalance. There we go, gold continuing higher on that orb. Closed above it. I want to watch ES and NQ though. I really want to watch how ES reacts to this 56.75. Do we dump right through it and break previous day low? Do we break and continue lower? Do we break and reverse? How does the market want to react here? Sometimes as traders, we're spectators. Tesla price alert. Tesla's down a big percent right now. Tesla's down to $240 a contract. That is down from its close of $262 yesterday. That is a 8% drop from yesterday's close. Alright, let's see. So here's that key level on ES. And previous day low. Nice. NAS continuing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. Looks good, looks good. It's been chopping its way lower, but it's been moving its way lower. You guys take any trades so far today? Marzita, you take anything?
Put on the XSP down to 565.
Nice. How about the rest of you guys? You guys take any trades today? Let me know. Any NQ, any ES? Cavitha, good morning, Cavitha. How's it going? Jay, what's up, Jay? Dean, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are all doing well. Content Trader, still love the name. Hope you're doing well. No trade, Habibi. Alright, alright. It's good, that's good. As funny, you might think, oh, well, he probably wants to hear I took a nice trade. No, if you don't see the trend today, I want to hear that you didn't take a trade today, because no trade is a trade, right? Cash is a position. If price action didn't look so ugly to the downside, I'd say this might be a rejection off a previous day low, but it does look like it just wants to continue lower. Jeremy, good volatility on equities today, yup. Jay playing with some stocks. You trading stocks or options? Weighted index selling off, NAS selling off. negative the deltas. Negative 12,000 on the delta on ES. That's crazy. Gotta remember that CVD, cumulative volume delta, also gives us a bit of a picture of if the volume has been bullish or bearish. My options on trading options are optimal, so I don't trade options. Got you. Yeah, options are a tough one because you got to worry about a lot, especially when it comes to the Greeks. That's really the biggest worry. Whereas, futures, you're trading the price action. You're able to say, I'm risking 3 points to make 10 points. And it doesn't matter if it takes 5 minutes or it takes 2 hours. If it's 10 points, it's 10 points, period. But if you're trading you're trading SPY 0-day options, or you're trading like Apple weekly options, and it takes a while, it's chopping around, then you might get out at the same price level you got in, but for a loss. That is a great option. Got a bunch of comedians in here. Strong level of support down here. Again, the volume. Look at the volume fall off compared to up here. 10,000 on the volume near 56.96. Checking all the time frames. ES pushing lower. Waiting. What was I gonna say? Oh, I saw a meme. It was like, this year's recent trading strategy: just sell at the open. And it's pretty much right. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. No A+ setups here, really just looking for trend continuation or the downside. We have the support levels down here. Let's see. Just waiting right now, guys. Told you guys, me personally, I'm probably one and done for the day today on that little NASDAQ scalp short. Believe it or not, it was able to catch this candle right here. Caught this wick to this wick, and then I just got out, right? Where was the exit? Yeah, that was a solid exit. Thank goodness, because it would have pulled back and hit my stop loss. A lot of selling delta here on the session volume delta. Same with the NASDAQ, majority selling volume. So because of this, I can't take any long positions. Cumulative volume delta still bearish. I can't take any long positions. Can't really take any shorts either because we're near areas of support. So when price action and order flow aren't synced up, there's no trade. No trade at all. If anything, always order flow is king. But right now, I don't see any good high probability trades. Let's see. Maybe crude to the downside here. But we're gonna wait. VIX is pushing higher. New high day on VIX and new low day on ES. That's both of them trending together. Jay, that's a funny animation. It's a dead cat bounce. That's really funny. Where'd you find that? That is great. I know Jeremy always calls it that. Jiffy? That's great. Jiffy, Giffy. Jiffy Lou, Giffy Lou. You Giffy what I mean. There we go. Some gold momentum, 29.18 for gold shorts. Look at 29.18 is supply. We have a price level 29.21 in supply. It's a little deep in supply, so we'll have to see. And the price level just formed. It hasn't really been sitting there for too long, since about 10 o'clock. It is only 10:10 right now. I really thought it was going to be like 10:30 already. Good gold support here. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Taking some good trades. If not, keeping cash. Jiffy, Giffy, Giffy, Jiffy. Dude, I don't know if I ate something wrong yesterday, but oof. So, ES and NQ both had their orb opening range breakout. Their ranges, their 15-minute opening ranges, have broken to the downside. So, even though we're in demand, so far we've had a downside break on the orb. Now we could use our edge full tool and see, okay, well we had a breakdown, double break, no. Let's see. Orb. ES and Q now. Double breaks for the most part of the past 5 trading days. Actually, does it show? Does it show Friday? What was Friday's date? Was it the 7th? I thought it was the 8th. It was the 7th, okay. Yeah, I mean, we've had double breaks for 4 days in a row now on the NASDAQ, and we see that sometimes we sort of get streaks, right? We've had breakouts. Here's a breakout streak for 5, 6 days in a row. Some double breaks in a row. So we look for consistency, right? We look for repeatability. We look for repeatedness in the market. We want to see the market do the same thing again and again. Gold with a little bit of a market structure shift if it could close above that price. And if it did, this could be a possible long entry targeting supply. $12 seconds. Take a look at Bookmap on gold. A lot of support under us. Buying delta up here. Look how much stronger the buying delta has turned on gold, right? 250, 140, 190. The highest selling delta is only 124 over here. So we didn't close above it, but we are still breaking it. If anything, again, guys, sort of a short position up here for a possible short trade. Now we have a 5-minute fair value gap lining up with this 15-minute supply zone. So instead of looking for a long there, might be looking for a short up here. ES and NQ, anything. They're trying to move back higher. Low volume. Look at ES on Bookmap right here. Look at all these little volume bubbles. That's what's cool with Bookmap, is it sort of spreads out the volume as some type of like bubbles versus actual like candlesticks and trying to figure out the numbers and everything. Like, it gives us a visual representation of it along with the numbers and everything. And that sort of helps us to see at a quick glance if this volume is strong or not. Yeah, you guys think Elon shorted Tesla before he started doing all this stuff? He's like, I know I'm gonna lose billions. He loves his market manipulation.
Tesla shorted Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? You know, they could take a short position.
Yeah. Well, it's because of the, I guess I say that because of the backlash and because of everything going on in the stock market, the reaction to the economy, and how he sort of now plays a role in that, even though he was just a billionaire elected into a governor official position without being elected. So, you know, makes you think, makes you wonder, makes you question. But all we can do as retail traders, as investors, as individuals, is react, is wait and see how the market trades and take advantage of the trends, right? Trend is our friend. We want to trade with the motion of the ocean when it comes to the market, no matter what's going on. There we go. Weighted index is pushing lower. Weighted index has been below previous day low for a little while now. That's pretty clean. We broke weighted index previous day low before we broke NASDAQ previous day low. Could have been a little hint. I love that weighted index is a good tech index stock chart to watch. Okay, crude, still holding this demand zone, trying to create a higher low off of it. Oh man, random with the stop out. YouTube guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Playing with that previous day low right now, looking like, remember guys, I was just saying the volume was weak to the upside. What happened? Well, it was weak, so we pulled back, we reversed, we came into this low volume area, and we pushed back lower. Wow. Yeah, love that volume. Love the system. Just got to be extra patient with the system like that, right? We got to wait for us to come back to we got to wait for this level to form as low volume, and then wait for us to retest that level as low volume. So it does take a lot, not a lot of patience, right? We caught NASDAQ sort of near the open, 935 candle, but it does take a little time for it to sort of line up properly. Now, price action, remember I was saying earlier, price action versus order flow, when they both don't look the same. So order flow, I'm seeing support here at 56.70 on ES, but price action, it's looking like we're going to want to dump and continue lower. So they're giving me two different sides of the story. Same coin. I don't want to take it. I don't want to flip that coin. I don't want to 50-50 a trade. I want to trade with probabilities when I know what the trend is. A lot of negative delta down here. And volume picked up down here too, so there's no more low volume, so we could make our way lower now. Like I said, order flow looked like it was ready to... no, order flow looked like support for the moment. Price action looked like it was going to dump. Wow, look at that quick liquidity grab right there. Still low volume down here. Yo, Jay, how is you use a scanner, a gap scanner and stock watch list? That's pretty cool, man. Let me know what parameters you use. I was thinking of starting to look at some stocks a little more as well, sort of added to my morning routine of futures. NQ 1960. Nah, NQ 20,600. Weighted index pushing lower. Crude oil, gold. Let's take a look at gold. Now look at that, gold didn't close above, so we ended up rejecting. We're range bound again. It is 10:22 right now, guys. 10:22. Here's the pre-market I use. Change to the EXT tab. Cool, man, cool. Market cap, yup. Volume, perfect. Cool, cool. I like it, man. Did you make this, did you make it yourself or Sig helped you make it? So you got each dip getting bought with buyers. Trapped
Kevin.
him. Hey.
Has the hour changed in America? 1 hour?
Yeah. Yeah, we, what's it called? Daylight savings.
Daylight savings time. So the
Oh, I
United
thought that
States
was-
uses daylight savings time, but ironically, certain states do not within the United States, but most do, and the New York market does. So for the purpose of Bullish Bears, we will say that yes, we did have daylight savings time where we moved our clocks forward 1 hour.
Yeah, we changed in Sweden too, but I thought the whole world changed the same time, but apparently not.
In the United States, well, I'm Eastern time, so our clocks change at 2 a.m. On the Sunday night, so it'd be 2 a.m. Monday morning, or Sunday morning, excuse me. They change Sunday morning at 2 a.m. Eastern time is when we roll our clocks.
All right, thanks.
Take a look. Big dipper on crude here. Now, if we can manage to hold and range bound back higher, I would really like a short position in this fair value gap. Because that's where that low volume was. Right up here. It's 87. It's at 66.94. This fair value gap's at 66.93. So, sort of lines up right with it. And it would be a 4-to-1 risk to reward on that. And probably even looked for previous day low, so a 7-to-1 risk to reward if we ended up getting that trade. So we're just going to wait here. We could even add an alert, or we'll drag our alert down from that other zone. And we are below the opening price. We could delete our fib tool since we're just keep going lower and lower. YouTube, make sure you guys spam that like button. I do appreciate it. There are no good setups now, or we would be taking them. CVD has been green on crude oil, so the cumulative volume delta has been bullish. However, we have been selling off. Look at that. We've been moving lower with the CVD pushing higher. That is crazy. Let's see. There we go, another dip on crude. CVD is the cumulative volume delta. That's this right down here. So it measures the volume traded in the market. So if we have a positive volume delta, it'll be green on this green side. And if it's negative, it'll be red on this red side below the 0 marker. So if we go to ES today, we see that our CVD, cumulative volume delta, has been extremely bearish today. Like negative 12,000. That's huge to the downside. Very bearish. Market opened around 9:30 near the zero mark, and then we just sold off since then. Even on the pump higher, we could see that this pump higher failed. That we still stayed red on the CVD. So it never really flipped green for us. Consolidation area, nothing to trade. Jacob, you know it, man. You know it. There's chop zones and there's range zones. Now I love trading ranges, but I hate trading chop. Crude and gold, both of them also chopping their way around. It is 10:27. Dude, I open TikTok to check out the TikTok posts I post for whatever. This was the Justin Trudeau one and the Mike Harney thing. Past 3 times I've opened TikTok, what's her name? That Gypsy Rose person comes up. She don't deserve publicity. I'm sorry. She's been through a lot, but she played that guy that did the murder for her. I don't know if you guys know of that story. Horrible story. Her mom with the Munchausen syndrome. And then she got her mom killed. She got her boyfriend to do it for her. Boyfriend serving life. She's out and free, living life with a new husband. Completely forgot about him. But the guy she got to do the crimes and all there. So it's a very sad situation in my opinion. And now she's got a Lifetime show or whatever. I'm like, nah. Give me that Lifetime show. I'll show you entertainment. 15-minute time frame. So we closed bullish on gold, but we failed to close above that internal high, right? So that's why we're sort of feeling that pullback, getting some rejection, almost making a bear flag here, or a bull flag, I should say. Same with crude, right? It didn't close below this low, and it was in a demand zone, so I would want to see crude push higher out of demand to maybe get to this price level, 66.93. We mentioned that one, 66.94 earlier. 93 also is the low volume area, too. Let's see. 24 seconds left on this 15 to close. And this is going to be our first close out of the orb on ES to the downside. We broke it already, but we didn't close below it. Oh, we still might not. 5 seconds left. Getting close. Tesla down almost 9%. Yeah, there's ES closing below the orb. 30-minute bearish close. Hourly, we could even look at the 4-hour candle, bearish. So we had that trend today, guys. We killed it on that trend. We knew. Some support down here, low volume down here. Now, obviously, it's going to be low volume down here because price hasn't traded down here yet today. ES keeps trying to find support. We'll take a look at the NASDAQ on Bookmap 2. Also a price level on NASDAQ to react off of. Now, if we were looking for a NASDAQ reversal point back to the downside, we would look for maybe this area right here, the 62 area. So like right near previous day low. Because look at the volume fall off. So we have 200s, 300s, 300s, then boom, low 100s, back to 200, back to 400. So this area where it's the low 100s, so about 19,760 to about 19,780. It's a little bit of a low volume shelf right there where there's an imbalance. Price needs to sort of balance itself back out, get back up there, fill any unfilled orders, and then continue its trend. Got the VIX pushing higher, struggling at previous day high. Okay, there we go. Crude with the pushback lower again, so we might not get that entry on crude, and that's okay. Keep an eye on ES and NQ for now. Now, if we look at the hourly here, we just sort of zoom out for a second. We see the trend. Lower highs, lower lows. So any long positions are very short-lived. We're not really looking for longs. We're looking for this trend to continue. So as choppy as we have been this morning, we knew the downtrend was the trend to go. Nas trying to break new low a day again. Look at all the negative deltas here. Big seller. Would want to see us maybe hit 37 on Nas. Here we go. It's getting there. I'm not taking any shorts targeting this, guys. Can't go short at the lows. Can only go short at the highs, right? We go short on the pullbacks. We go long on the pullbacks. Never want to chase a trend. Never want to FOMO into a trade. Once you FOMO or get into a trade due to any type of emotion, you're getting rid of every setup you've put together. You're getting rid of all the rules you've worked so hard for. Getting rid of everything that goes against your real trading plan. Emotions are not included in a trading plan. You never hear somebody say, oh, well, if we come into demand and I feel like we should go long, then I'm going to take it long. No way. No way. Even if you feel like something, there should be something backing that up. Is it the order flow backing it up? Is it the price action backing it up? Is it a liquidity sweep backing it up? If you feel like it and there's nothing backing it up, that's just emotion. That's not part of your system. It's not part of any system. A doctor doesn't feel like you need a kidney removed. No, the doctor needs some type of test to show you do or don't need a kidney removed.
It depends on the doctor and, whether he needs to get his wife a new BMW or not.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I know. You're preaching to the choir on that one. Freaking doctor told me. Whole colon. Let's just take out the whole thing. Alrighty. Whatever you say. You're the doctor. I trust you. CVD is negative 3,000 on NAS. Weighted index still trying to break lower. 5-minute looks like it's going to continue lower as well. Looking good. 5660 key level on ES. Bounce that kitty. Oh, Jeremy. CVD negative 15,000. Negative 15,000. It's huge. Next price level 56.52 to the 56.50 to the downside on ES. Wow, we really sold off, man. Let's take a look at ES real quick on the daily. Look at this sell-off we've had the past, let's see now. The past 12 bars or 18 days, we've had a bearish trading day every day except for 3 days out of 12 bars. So 9 out of 12 trading days have been bearish, and that's why we know, trend-wise, just looking for some downward movement. We had our Trump zone down here. This is where he was elected. We held it once. We tried holding it again over here, but we failed. We broke it. Next major pivot, 55.27. Now, we're not going to hit 55.27 today. I can almost guarantee you that. Can't guarantee anything in the stock market, but for us to move another, is that 140 points? 135? Another 2.45% move on ES? Not impossible. It's possible. But is it probable? As traders, we want to trade what's probable. Crude oil chopping around. Gold back within its orb range. Closed within its range. Again on the 5. Not on the 15 though. I was thinking of this area for potential longs on gold, but I would really need it to push back higher and maybe close above this zone. And that long position would look something like this. Alright guys, look at Naz. Oh, Naz, oh look at this, that 67 area, the low volume I mentioned earlier, remember? So it came into it, and now it sort of smoothened its volume out, it evened the volume out. So that might have been a possible short entry on NQ over there on that pullback. 7.5 right over here. But remember, this is only the 5-minute chart, so we'll have to see. And we're running into another area of support. Nice. Some buyers coming in, some bigger buy bubbles. Remember earlier, the buy bubbles were much smaller, which meant a less significant amount of volume. Now the buy bubbles are getting larger. Now volume is starting to pick up a little bit here. Now CVD, same thing, but here's ES. Again, a lower volume on the book map on the buyers. A little bit of a low volume shelf up here around 56.85 on ES, and that's within the orb range. Oh boy. So what's going on, guys? What's crack-a-lackin'? It's Monday, right? How was everybody's weekend? Did you guys do anything? Did you guys prep for trading? Did you guys take a little time off and chillax? What did you guys do this weekend?
Not much. Had to finish a school project.
Oh yeah, what do you got working? What do you got going on?
It's just a coding challenge, really.
Oh, that's cool. Code a trading bot?
Yeah, I wish. You ever try algo trading?
No. I've tried all different, I've not tried, but I've looked into a whole bunch of different indicators and stuff back when I was on TOS. Wasn't a fan of them. I remember there was this one indicator called the B4 indicator. Marzidi, you probably remember that. And it was like
Yeah, that was Ironclad's thing.
yeah, and it was like a combination of like the MACD and RSI and stochastic and it also sort of had a Fibonacci. Now, I don't understand how the Fib works on a tool that's automated like that because marking a high and a low can be a little he say she say, but It was a pretty cool indicator. Like all indicators though, like the RSI and MACD, they are lagging indicators, moving averages, lagging indicators. They work well, but they usually work much better hindsight. So if you're able to create a system with them, if you're able to sort of gauge momentum with them, that's a great way to use them. Just gauge the trend, gauge ranges and zones with them for entries. That's great. Um, but you just got to be careful. And whatever we use, if you use the RSI, that's fine. If you use the MACD, that's okay. No matter what, if you don't use any indicators, I don't use any indicators. I don't even have VWAP on here anymore. I used to have VWAP. Nope, no more, not anymore. Just price action, volume, and my supply and demand zones, right? And then obviously the liquidity levels and any imbalances. And these are all the extra few I just mentioned are intraday levels and zones that I look for my entries. Supply and demand, I find those pre-market, so I have an idea of where I'm looking for those imbalances to form. Guys, if you have Bookmap, you could add the multi-trade tool, multi-account trading tool right here. Just go down to manage add-ons. You're going to scroll all the way down, and it should be somewhere down here. Now, you do need the most up-to-date version of Bookmap. And to get the most up-to-date version of Bookmap, you would just go to their website. I think you could hit the upgrade button, brings you right to their website. So yeah, it brings you right to their website, and then you just click login, and then it'll give you the option to download the most up-to-date version. Now, if you are on the most up-to-date version and it's not giving you the option, you might have to, I'll show you. You might have to, when you come into here, you click login. I just had to move to the side to get rid of the email that I just showed anyways. So Windows, or whichever device you're on, production. Now, I had to download the beta for it to be active on mine, so you might have to download that one as well. But definitely pretty cool. You could trade, if you guys trade multiple accounts on Apex, you can now trade multiple accounts in one single click on Bookmap. Yay. Gee, guys, don't be too excited. Alright, there we go. So here's Crew trying to push back higher up there. Time is it, guys? It is 10:45. Oh my god, I can't wait to get back in bed. My stomach's killing me. Let's see. We're 1 for 2 today, right? I think we took an ES long. That was a stop loss. Yep, we took 1 loss on ES. Entry was 57.01. Stopped out 56.97.50. So had about a 3-point stop loss. And then took a nice short scalp on NQ. Sell price was 19.849. Exit price was 19.810. So about 39 points on NAS. Obviously, almost 40 points on NASDAQ. Dollar value is much more than 3 points on ES with one contract. So good stuff. Got to keep our losses small, keep our winners big, and take a look at gold. Gold gave us that close back above that zone, so gold might be on a move.
Have you uploaded the masterclass yet?
I finished the edits and I sent it all over to Lucian, so it's all on his side. He's got to get it up on the website.
All right.
So hopefully he gets to that soon. I'm sure he'll get to it soon because it's good. It's a lot of good stuff. It's again over 8 hours, I think almost 9 hours of trading education. Go over different types of trading checklists, different trading strategies, order flow sessions, pre-market sessions.
How to dress for the day.
What's that?
how to dress for the
How to
day.
dress for the day. You know it. You know it. How to put on a big bright smile in the morning. 1960 target met. Let's go Ironclad.
You know, Edgeville's Discord being an open, non-member required, I get every day a
Yeah.
fake James Bruce trying to get me to. I'm like, are you serious? Really, people? Come on.
Yeah. That's funny. I know. I got a bunch of those too. I haven't gotten one of those in a while though.
You know, if they would do like if you know, I know no everybody likes free, but I'd sign up for like $5 a month for Discord because I think that would weed a lot of the scammers out.
That's a good idea. That's a thought. You know, you'd think so, but then the Bullishbrs Discord too is a pay server, and we still get fake Kevins. I don't get that, man. I don't get that. It's, you know what it is? It's got to be so on Discord, anybody could join any server, but it's to get the permissions in the server, right? And that's where like joining the Bullishbrs website, going through that way, you get permissions through that way. But if you just join the Bullishbrs website, the Discord, then you join it, you don't have any permissions, but you can still go in the support tab. And I guess from there they're able to see like, you know, hey, they either ask and say I need to be able to see the rooms, you know, I'm a lifetime member, or they just look at the other members' names. But please do not fall for any fake Kevins or Signets or Lucians. We are definitely not trying to sell you guys any copy trading. Me and Sig do one-on-one mentorships separately, but other than that, that's it. I don't think Jeremy does them. I think Creed used to. I don't know if he still does.
Creed will if he has time.
Okay. That's on my schedule. It's been looking too. It's like, oh yeah, I do it if.
When would you go short on ES here, Kev?
Never. No, it's a tough read right now. If we're looking at Bookmap, we do have a new price level sitting at 56.76. But above that is where we have, look at this low volume area, 56.85. You see how we're looking at the session volume profile right here? We have 6,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, and then it just falls off to sub 2,000. So 56.85. Now if we mark that out on our chart, 56.85, we see that that lines up right here. And that was an area of support, and now it's resistance. So maybe 56.85 area for a possible short entry. Right now, though, we have had a pretty significant move to the downside, and we have been chopping for a little while, so I would be careful on any kind of trend trade. I'm going to start doing mentorships, too, on what not to do. That's funny, Jay. Alright, guys, so you see right here? So you would think short, right? Don't do that. Apple price down almost 5%. It's another reason Nasdaq's been selling off so strong today. Apple, Tesla, these large cap equities have a huge pull on the Nasdaq. And the S&P 500. More on the Nasdaq because the Nasdaq is the tech index. But definitely giving us an impact. See. Now, volume's been still pretty strong to the downside. If we're looking at the session range volume profile on the just delta, which is this chart right here, we see it's been more significant to the bears. Times it. Guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream in just a minute or so. If anybody has any last minute questions, please feel free to let me know. Good trading session. Great. Took that one and done. We're done for the day. We weren't really chasing. Well, it was a one and done after the first loss, which we kept that loss very small. So we made sure we did the right thing. We executed appropriately. We acknowledged the trend in the market. We saw that the NASDAQ was weaker than the ES and was sort of leading in this trend. Therefore, we took NASDAQ shorts, and those ended up panning out fairly well for us. Look at that. That's crazy, man. I mean, realistically, from my entry, we are down like 250 points. So I scalped 50 points of it, well, 40 points of it. But again, from my entry point was right here. So my take profit was all within the same 5-minute candle. That would have stopped me out for a second loss if I ended up holding longer. So we were in support. I knew we were choppy. I knew we were range bound. I knew I should have scalped it, and that was the right thing to do. Now, hindsight always being 2020, I could have taken another short off of this key level, which this is the 19.89775 45-minute demand key level, because ES was also rejecting. Oh no, it wasn't yet. ES was rejecting this pre-market little pivot high right here, so we had divergence to the downside too. So it was obviously looking better to the bears, but because of this demand zone and looking back at yesterday's recent low, this was the area that we reversed yesterday. So I was definitely having trouble committing to shorts at that time, at that moment.
Yeah, Kevin has commitment problems, and you know.
Yup, you already know. No. If anything, got loyalty issues. Strong seller down here, volumes picking up right here, but we have a passive buyer right here as well. YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button. Want to get a few more likes going in there too. Do appreciate y'all. And we're going to wrap this stream up in just a minute. Discord, you guys know you could always hit me up if you have any questions. Always feel free. Some more selling pressure. Boom. Huge. I'm going to invert my chart. Exhausted Trader, are you getting chopped up today? Just got to read the trend, and you know what? Got to recognize which trend are you better off trading with, right? Are you a better trader when we're in a bull market, when we're in a bear market? What market are you the best in, right? Some people are even better traders in range-bound markets. But find where your pros and cons are, right? And that's where journaling comes in play too. We could journal and see where you're able to have your best trades and your worst trades, and you're able to take what's in the worst trades and try to kick that out of your habits, kick that out of your rule book, out of your system, take what's in your good trades and try to add to those and try to implement those into ongoing and forthcoming trades so that you're able to continuously improve and not look for fixing something. Oh, if this doesn't work, if you find that you tried the gap fill for a month and you find it so inconsistent that you couldn't imagine trying to trade it, but you're just so adamant on making it work, try something else. If you really gave it that full month to try to trade it and you haven't been liking it or it's been giving you horrible results, then that strategy is not for you. We have to recognize as traders that not every strategy is for us. No, I'm good.
What strategy do you trade ranges with?
So supply and demand is probably the best for when it comes to ranges. And that's because it's going to show us where we might consolidate, which we have our demand zone down here today. So even though we were in a bear trend, and that's only hindsight, when we come back to the replay mode, we weren't really in the smoothest of bear trends, right? We came into demand once pre-market and tried to come out of it, twice pre-market and tried to come out of it, and then when market opened, we tried moving out of it. So we were choppy at this point, and I knew we were going to be choppy because we were coming into a level of support where we would normally reverse. However, we're in a bear trend, so we're not going to reverse. Instead, we're going to chop until we break it. So I would be looking for taking shorts at the highs, you know, short the pullbacks, stuff like that. And the volume levels, of course. But supply and demand, pivots, internal pivots are great.
But in a downtrend into a demand zone, you wouldn't try and long the bottom?
No, no way. No, you can't. Because even though we're in a demand zone, you have to put the current price action first. So, yes, we're in demand down here, but we weren't really holding demand too strong, right? We couldn't even make a higher low. We ended up making a lower low right here. It wasn't that strong coming out of this demand zone at all. We failed to break and close above this pivot high. Well, we closed above that pivot high. These up here. And again, the NASDAQ also was failing. NASDAQ had bearish divergence. NASDAQ failed this high where ES broke that high. So that's bearish divergence. And I know that just lately, we've been in a bearish trend. So trend is our friend. Supply and demand are there to help us find our key levels and zones. But that doesn't mean if we're in a demand, we have to reverse back higher. We have to recognize what the actual current trend of the market is, and then wait for the reaction to our supply and demand zones. So like this demand zone, this is a 3-hour demand right here on ES, 56.99. So I would use the top of this demand zone and the bottom of this demand zone as key levels. So 56.63 and 56.99. So I'd look to maybe short near the highs of 56.99, target the lows of like 56.63, even though it's a demand zone. Or I would look for us to maybe break through one and create like a new fair value gap overlapping with the top or bottom of the zone.
All right, great, Kevin. Thanks.
Absolutely. You got it. Trend first, supply and demand to help find our key levels and range highs and range lows. Finding some buying off of this key level on ES, 56.50. Key dark pool level down here too. Alright, ladies and gents, I'm going to wrap up the stream there. I hope you guys had a great trading day. Hope you guys had a good weekend as well. If you're on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for tomorrow's pre-market prep. Take care, have a great day, and if you guys got any questions, please feel free to shoot me a DM. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Enjoyed it.
Kevin.
Absolutely,
you.
guys. Take care, everyone.